Edo Tensei will return in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, and legendary characters will be revived. Will these legends come as friends or foes? Madara, Itachi, Minato, and other legends will return. And furthermore, there is a character who has never been revived and who may be reborn. And I'll give you a hint. He is beloved by all fans, and whose death made everyone cry. How does Edo Tensei work in Naruto? Before answering the question of who's coming back with Edo Tensei, let's understand how Edo Tensei works in Naruto. This is a technique created by Tobirama Senju that allows the dead to be revived. For this, the user needs the genetic material of the one they wish to revive, and also someone to be used as a sacrifice. This is because, to summon the soul of someone who has already died, a soul must be sacrificed in return. We're not really sure what Tobirama's overall goal was in creating such a risky jutsu, but nevertheless, Edo Tensei is a powerful jutsu, so powerful that the user can fully control the revived ninjas, freely, using their powers and abilities. Very few ninjas can escape this control. Despite having created the technique, Tobirama was not the best user of Edo Tensei. Orochimaru managed to perfect this jutsu even further, culminating in the attack on Konoha, where Hashirama and Tobirama were summoned as impure reincarnations. Kabuto was also a user of Edo Tensei, as in the Fourth Great Ninja War, when he brought back various powerful ninjas, such as Madara and Itachi Uchiha. Which characters can currently use Edo Tensei? Now let's analyze all the characters who can currently use Edo Tensei. The first of them is Orochimaru. He was responsible for enhancing Tobirama's jutsu, to the point of summoning Tobirama himself, Hashirama, among other ninjas. Currently, Orochimaru is an ally of Konoha and free. Therefore, he could use some white Zetsus to use Edo Tensei if it were Konoha's will. The second character who can use Edo Tensei is Kabuto. He was responsible for many deaths during the last Great War, summoning various ninjas and causing a whole lot of havoc. Currently, Kabuto is an ally of Konoha and takes care of an orphanage where he is responsible for looking after the children of Shin Uchiha. Therefore, he can also use Edo Tensei if he wants to, as he still has mastery over the technique. The last user of Edo Tensei is Sasuke. Yes, you heard that right. Sasuke can use this technique. He once said that if Sakura were killed, he would use Edo Tensei to revive her. Once more, Sasuke saw Orochimaru using this technique, so he can use it. However, currently Sasuke is sealed. Why would Edo Tensei be necessary in Boruto? But why would Edo Tensei be necessary again? In Naruto, this resource was used by Kabuto to bolster Obito's army. Orochimaru also used Edo Tensei to revive the former Hokage and save the ninja world. The Hokage provided not only much needed raw power, but also important information related to Madara and other issues. Currently, we have a major villain who is the Jubi itself, in a new form. He has at his disposal clones of other characters, such as Sasuke and Bug. The Jubi will continue to expand its group, using the Dirty Claws to increase its power and influence. With that in mind, Konoha may have to ask for help from Kabuto and Orochimaru to revive ancient ninjas to help them defeat this new villain. The Jubi itself will likely create a powerful army, with abilities like the Rinnegan. If this villain increases his power level and becomes an Otsutsuki level threat, Edo Tensei could be an important resource. The new enemy that could bring everyone together. But is this new enemy really that strong? Let's analyze. Most fans didn't quite understand this, but the villain that appeared in the last chapters of the Boruto manga is the Jubi itself in a new form. Now he has his own objectives, plans, and thirst for knowledge. We can tell he's different because of his ability to fly. Furthermore, he's the only one with the symbol of the 6 paths on his back, something we've seen before on Jubi Jinchuriki, like Madara and Obito. So yes, he's very strong, and his powers will only increase from now on, because the Jubi itself is evolving more and more. As if it couldn't get any worse, this new villain can create clones of other characters, using codes Dirty Claws. These clones have the basic power of the Jubi, and the powers of those who were trapped in the trees. Everything indicates that the main villain can also control the clones, and has the potential to surpass Ashiki's powers. These new villains are already strong, and worst of all, they're evolving. Which characters can be revived? But which ninjas would be summoned in a possible large-scale war or conflict? Well, in this scenario, Konoha would only revive truly powerful ninjas. So we could expect to see the former Hokage again, along with Itachi, Obito, Nagato, and Madara. The power level of the Kage would be a key piece, especially Hashirama's wood style, which has enough power to defeat many Otsutsuki and Biju. Remember that Hashirama possesses the seal of the Supreme God, capable of sealing even the Gyuubi as he did in the war. The other Kage would also make a significant contribution, but certainly the Uchiha would be the most useful here. Just like in every other aspect in Naruto, Madara would be an ally of Konoha, convinced that he was wrong before he died. Madara's perfect Susanoo and his powers would give Konoha great destructive power. Obito would finally have his complete Kamui, along with a perfect Susanoo. I dare to say that Obito's power would be even more important, as he can nullify ninjutsu and other attacks with his Kamui. And even with a Susanoo, he would become very powerful. Itachi's Genjutsu, like Tsukiyomi and Izanagi, would also be crucial to defeat these villains, as well as the Yada Mirror, which repels any attack, and the Totsuka Blade, which seals anything. With all these characters, it would be impossible not to defeat the Gyuubi, unless an even stronger new villain appears. In this scenario, Edo Tensei might not be so useful. Obito would be more difficult due to his death in another dimension. Other legendary characters like Sakomi Hatake, Hanzo of the Salamander, Kagami Uchiha, Fugaki Uchiha, Onoki, and the other Kage cannot be ruled out. But there is one particular character who has not been revived, but under certain circumstances has a chance, and that is Jiraiya. That's right. The previous excuse they gave us was that they couldn't find his DNA to perform Edo Tensei. But now, how the hell did Amado manage to make a clone of him? In other words, there must be Jiraiya's DNA with Amado. Consequently, an Edo Tensei of Jiraiya would be the obvious thing to expect. Come on, animators. Consequently, an Edo Tensei of Jiraiya would be the obvious thing to expect. Would Edo Tensei be useful again? But the next question is, would Edo Tensei really be useful in Boruto? My answer? A definite yes. As mentioned earlier, Hashirama has a sealing technique strong enough to seal the complete Gyuubi and immobilize it. With these powers, all the clones would be defeated, or at the very least sealed. Regarding the main villain, it would be more complicated. As mentioned before, the Gyuubi is evolving its powers and could actually reach or surpass Ishiki's powers. So maybe it might have enough power to destroy a Susanoo, whether it's Madara's, Obito's, or Itachi's. Furthermore, the main focus wouldn't be on the Edo Tensei, but rather on the new generation represented by Boruto and Kawaki. The summons would only be extra help to defeat a large number of clones or other enemies. Therefore, I could say that Edo Tensei would help a lot, but they would eventually be defeated, either because the villain is stronger, or to give Boruto and Kawaki more prominence. What are the chances of it happening again? What are the chances of it happening again? Although this possibility is exciting, the chances of Edo Tensei returning are practically nil, and I'll explain why. First of all, this resource was only added in Naruto to explore characters without much development in the series, such as the former Kage and other characters like Itachi, who still had conflicts to resolve. But in Boruto, the use of Edo Tensei would make no sense. Secondly, if characters like Madara, Hashirama, Itachi, and Obito were revived with Edo Tensei, there simply wouldn't be a manga anymore. These characters would draw so much attention to themselves that they would probably overshadow characters like Boruto and Sarada. But I believe it would be a great move by Masashi Kishimoto to bring back old fans into the series again. So considering an epic scale scenario, Edo Tensei would be a huge event. It would be Kishimoto's ace in the hole to hype up the manga itself. And there's no doubt, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is a success. But if Edo Tensei was to return, it might break the internet, and Kishimoto would be celebrated. But now I want to know your opinion. Do you think we could still have Edo Tensei in Boruto? And if you could choose just one, who would you choose to revive? Let me know. On the screen there are 2 videos. Click on one of them and I'm sure you'll enjoy. And I'll see you in the next video.